People always ask me why I rip into early access games. Why am I such an asshole, and why am I so negative? And the truth is, I see so much potential in today's gaming scene that I am just over passionate about it. We've seen the emergence of sites like Kickstarter and Indiegogo and GoFundMe and Steam Early Access, and we see projects getting put onto all of these different sites. And these platforms are used for real developers, people who have a passion for changing the status quo when it comes to gaming. We have been bombarded with AAA bullshit for years. And so when I look at the indie scene, I still look at them as the savior. These are the guys that are going to do things differently. And these are the guys that are going to put the customer and the gamer first. And with all of these platforms, and this is in any medium, this is anything, movies, music, and the entertainment business. With all of these platforms, there always comes people who are out there to just try and make a quick dollar, to try and scam you, to try and abuse the system, to try and wiggle their way onto whatever platform they're attempting to get onto by doing the least amount of effort humanly possible. When I look at Kickstarter, and I have to scroll through pages upon pages of people who you can just tell don't understand the industry. They don't care enough about their product to even put any amount of effort forward towards their campaign. Their video campaign is just terrible. The descriptions are written poorly. There's just no effort. And I see the same thing with early access. And the problem with it is there are real developers out there who are trying to get noticed in a cesspool on Steam. Every single day, Steam is overflowing with shit. Every single day. And the thing is it didn't used to be like this. Early access was implemented for real developers making real games who want to build a community, get a little bit of spotlight on their product, and get real feedback on games that they are already farther into development than what we are seeing with most of these titles. The thing is when Steam brought early access to the forefront, they touted it as the way that developers can make money for games that aren't completed. And they left this huge gray area of there's just nothing. You can throw a game up there that's literally a proof of concept versus a game that is almost completed and is just looking for some community feedback and to squash some bugs before they go live. And both of these fall under the same umbrella of early access. So it's the Wild West. And the problem with that is it leaves people's expectations in limbo. There are people that can defend the games that I cover, the shit games that I cover, and they can defend that and say that these developers did nothing wrong. And the problem with that is, based on Steam's rules and guidelines, they're right. But when I see games that are in proof of concept state based on my expectations for what a game developer should be asking of their community, I'm right too. And that's where the problem lies. Because now we get into the business sense of things on how much these developers should be charging for their product versus how much actual value is within that product that they are selling. In most cases, I don't focus on the fact that that game shouldn't be there. In the extreme cases, games like Just Death, games like Down to One, games like Score, those games to me should not even be put on the platform because they're just not ready. But if somebody argued with me and said that they are ready based on Steam's guidelines, they'd be right. And that is a problem. So yes, I focus on the developers, in my opinion, abusing the platform. But the bigger issue is Steam's lack of quality control. And I've been saying this for years. They implemented a green light system where the community can vote games through. So basically how it goes is if you're a developer, you pay $100 and you put your game on Steam Greenlight for the community to vote. If it gets voted through, you are now eligible to place your game on Steam. And this is a huge issue because vote manipulation runs rampant on Steam. If you guys follow Jim Sterling, he did a video about 3 days ago called YOLO Army. And this is literally a group dedicated to advertising and bribing people for votes on Steam Greenlight. This shit happens all the fucking time. Community-run voting systems will never work in a case like this. And if Steam could step up to the plate and actually put some real people behind the approval process for these games, it would make a world of difference. And it would literally stop a series on my channel where I cover the cesspool of Steam Early Access. And the thing is if we ever get to a point where Steam does step in and shut that shit down, and now I can't do videos on early access games anymore, I'm happy. And that's what people don't realize about me. I'm an asshole. Okay, because I am so fucking sick of potential platforms being used by people who don't understand the business, who don't understand game design, and who don't understand that what they are doing is saturating the pool for everybody else. I did coverage of a game last year called Epsilon, and this is going to be interesting to all the Ghost Recon people out here. I covered Epsilon, which is made by the same guys who did Takedown Red Saber. If you guys don't know who is leading that studio, Sorellen. His name is Christian Allen. You guys might know him as the creative director of Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter and Advanced Warfighter 2. I did coverage of his early access game, and I didn't focus as much on the game, but I focused on what I'm talking about here, how Steam has no quality control. I felt that his game was too early to go in the store, but I said in that video that it was priced according to what was actually there, and I can't even fault him. He priced it really well. It was like $6. So a $6 investment in a game that is being made by people who actually have experience in the tactical shooter realm, how can I fault him for it? And I was critical, yes. What did he do? He reached out to me. He came on a podcast, and we had a discussion about tactical shooters, about early access, about developers, and it was just a great time. A developer took that criticism, and he turned it around in his favor, and we had a really great conversation. And that's what I do. Yeah, I'm a dick about it. I might be an asshole, and I might be negative to you people. But it's just because I am so sick of opportunities being squandered for developers who are really out here trying to make a name for themselves and doing good work. And it's being squandered by people who don't give a shit. It's the same as YouTubers, right? We just got through the CSGO scandal with guys like T Martin and Pro Syndicate, and Total Biscuit put it best. They are an embarrassment to the industry that everybody is in. Guys like T Martin give YouTubers a bad name. And everybody was so quick to jump on that train to hate on T Martin and Pro Syndicate and Josh OG and Psy Syndicate and all these guys who were involved in this project. They give us a bad name, so we speak out against it. And usually in the gaming scene, it's not proper to speak about colleagues. Game developers don't talk shit about other game developers. YouTubers don't usually talk shit about other YouTubers. Obviously, we've seen that change over the past year on this site. But it's all about clearing out the cesspool so that real fucking people who put passion behind their work can make it and get to the spotlight. And that's why I do this. So if you guys ever question why I do what I do, it's because I'm fed up with the state of gaming. I am fed up with scumbag developers who think that they can throw something up there in hopes to get $1. And for all the people who are out there questioning why I refund these games after I do coverage, you guys are saying that I'm making money off of somebody else's work. It's a damned if you do and damned if you don't situation. Because if I cover all these games for your guys' entertainment, and I keep all these games for your guys' moral security, to know that I'm 100% spending the money and making the entertainment and doing all that, now people are going to call into question the fact that I'm part of the problem. Well, if you wouldn't cover these games, you wouldn't have to buy them and support these devs. And I've seen shit like that. I've seen comments like that. They call into question the fact that I'm part of the machine. I'm part of the system. And then on the other side of the spectrum, when I refund the games, people call into question the fact that I'm making money off of somebody else's work, refunding it with no risk. And to be honest, both sides are right. But for me, it's a lose-lose. So I might as well do what I find is right. And that's not defend and not support these developers in any way. Advertising, monetary, anything. I can do the coverage and refund just the same because I'm a gamer too. And I realize that these guys are out here to scam people. And for me to put a video out telling you guys that this is what they're doing, this is their plans, and we go in depth with some of them just to uncover the truth. And if you guys are seriously out there asking me to keep supporting these guys for entertainment value, no. That's not how this works. So, for the sake of transparency, if anybody ever has a problem with the fact that I refund half these games that I cover, the ones that I don't like, but are built solidly, which is very fucking rare, but the ones that I don't like that are built solid, I do keep. It's the ones like Score and Just Death and Down to One that are just broken abominations. I refund those just straight on principle. And if you guys have a problem with that, go watch somebody else. Because I will not support piece of shit developers who are trying to scam my audience and everybody else's audience. That's the end of this rant. God damn, that felt good to say. My name is Big Fry. Shout out to the Fry Nation, guys. We are pushing 19K on the channel. We're going to hit that probably next week. I appreciate every one of you guys who are riding this with me. Let's get it. Let's influence change. Because I am fucking sick of it. My name is Big Fry, and I will see you on the next one.